That one, Jesus
Which
Christ.
one?
This one.
I know.
It's like,
You look like a prisoner of war. For me, it's about sugar. Sugar, sugar, more sugar.
I've got some splinters in my thumb. This, Ali, with you, that goes on the bike in the morning. Start it or? No. Do you know how to put it up? Come on, we'll show you. All good.
Put 30 seconds, in and out, bob's your uncle. Manage your hand. Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I've made certain decisions in my life. I think the destiny is there, it's sort of laid out regardless, but there's opportunities down that path. There's little junctions that pop up every now and again. You know, I'm living quite a charmed life. I'm living is what I'm doing. Because I've seen too many people my age who are dead. And when I look back at my life, there's been certain key points. When I was a child, I didn't really have a childhood. My father was a nasty piece of work. He was abusive, and he went to prison. I think he did 15 years. And I always remember a mantra he used to say to us. He said, oh, and this is after he kicked the shit out of you. Oh, you've got to be cruel to be kind. You've got to be cruel to be kind. And at sort of 9, 10 years old, you've just been beaten up by your dad, and you think, well, that doesn't make any sense. My dad had died, my mum had died, thankfully. And I say thankfully because I didn't want to reduce my family to my parents, because they weren't really my parents. And I got put away in a remand centre. They used to lock you up at night. But I just had to get on with it and cope with it. And this is the point I'm trying to make, is that your destiny, to a certain extent, is written for you. That was my destiny, to be put in a remand centre. And then they found a school in the Lake District. And that was like an epiphany. It was like a light switch. Teachers there, you meet certain individuals who change your whole perspective on life. You know, they become a role model. And these teachers were ahead of their time. These teachers, geography teacher would take us out abseiling, teach us geography off the side of a cliff, talk about striations on the limestone while we're hung up 90 foot above a rock face. And I still remember those lessons now. That was my major junction in life, because if I'd not found that road, if I'd missed that junction, the other one would have been, who knows. And I've not used, through all my life, I've not used my lack of a normal childhood as an excuse. And I went to college, I left school, I went to college. I was a bit disillusioned at college. I didn't really have a direction. And I remember I don't even know why I was in Lancaster. And I just walked past the army recruiting office. I had no intention whatsoever of joining the army. and I had no fantasy of joining the army, nothing. And I just found myself in an army recruiting office, sat, swearing my allegiance to the Queen, yeah? I think you got about 15, 20 quid in your pocket, all right? And I was in.
Check the transition time between this guy and Mark. They have 2 minutes. Okay. Around 2 minutes.
He's alright, he's over biking. Cake?
Put your coat in the back.
Maybe about 20, 30 minutes?
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we just want to be perfect for them, so it's cool. I think it's all right.
Black bottle of Coke in the back. Bottle of Vaseline.
Been a long time coming for Caroline. For 2 years she's been working really hard, and I've seen how fit she's been prior to her being attacked, which has had a huge effect over her for the last 2 years. Because the week before that, she was super fit 2 years ago. She was just on it, and she'd transcended, she'd make that next level now. And then it was snatched away from her. And then, literally the last two years, she's never really got there. But I could sense it with training out in Mallorca. I could see it. She was looking leaner, she looked, she was training well. And I think the only thing she needed was a bit of confidence. But how do you get confidence? You get confidence from race results.
She's look like brand new.
Professional athletes in our sport have to deal with injuries and niggles and illnesses and things like that all the time. It is part and parcel of what we do, and so I don't think I've had more to cope with particularly than any other professional athlete, but it did start with an incident which was out of my control. I had a run-in with a van driver, essentially. He had road rage. He stopped round the next blind corner and waited for me to come down the road, got out of his van and then pulled me off the bike, which resulted in me having a fractured sacrum.
She just, within 2 weeks again, she was back on the bike, riding a bike. But at that time, we didn't know that she had a serious injury. Into T2. Yeah, wasn't the smoothest transition. Not that these things that, I left my calf guards on, which I don't run with, put my socks and trainers on, and then I couldn't be able to take them off, so I ran with these cycling calf guards, which irritated me slightly. And then out the marquee, and then you're confronted with this, I don't know, maybe 25% of track straight away, which just knocks the confidence right out of you. 'Cause you're not running, you're shuffling. So there's no sense of speed, you're not getting into any rhythm.
So the second transition is just interesting in this race. It's unique. But there's loads of big hills in this course, and you just think, oh, it'll be another one like that, they're just hills. But this was like the steepest, longest hill I think I've ever ridden up. At the end of 180 k's of really hard, a 6-hour ride. So at the bottom of the hill, I felt awesome. By the time I got up to T2, I was swearing.
I only have swear words for that one.
Get me to transition. The bike is the dangerous bit in terms of things that can go wrong, fall off, or you can get mechanical or a puncture, or go wrong on the course really wildly, or there's just a lot more to worry about. So sometimes it's a bit of a feeling of relief. I'm finally on the run. This is it. I'm nearly done. So.
Feel great at the moment. Really good. For the strong bike. Felt good. Overtaking the guys at the end. Last 40k. When you go back to Mark.
Yep.
think it was the announcer, alerted Frankie, my assistant, in French to the fact that Lynn had just popped out of the trail 30 seconds behind me and was coming at me up the road. And he shouted to me, "Lynn's just behind you and she's coming."